how do we even show up in these AI systems to make sure we're being recommended as well? Have you dealt with any of that at all?
Yeah, we get those kind of questions a lot because we work with marketing teams and we're doing a lot of experiment in-house for our brand as well, WP Creative, to see what is working, what is not working, and that has been really interesting. Look, the most important thing here is the brand. Google always loved the brand. Google always focus on that as well. As long as you have good brand, good reputation in the market, and people are looking for even branded search, those kind of things, and brand mention in the other media and so on. As long as you have got a good SEO, that has been working well. We could see if you have been focusing on brand rather than looking for tactic to get these blue links or backlink from different sponsor posts and all these different trying to manipulate Google. If you have been focusing on building brand, that has been working really well. The PR, that is a game changer, is still for AI because they want to see all the entities, like connecting the dot, whether the brand has got a good presence and so on. So that is working well. It is not a big shift from that point of view, but if you go into, I know there is a big buzz in LinkedIn and all the Twitter because people are trying crazy things and claiming different things because no one knows what is working, and so it is easy for people to claim. So, come up with the different random ideas and claiming, look, this is what I did. I understand that. That's a different marketing. That is totally fine. But in the reality, if you're still focusing on brand, if you focused in the past on good SEO, investing on that PR, investing on the right side of thing, then that is working well. That is still dominating on ChatGPT because ChatGPT, that's the reference ChatGPT is looking at. Having said that, we're trying a couple of different things, like, for example, listicle. We even tried on a couple of different, our own site, like a blog, mentioning that WP Creative is one of the top in the Sydney and Melbourne and different cities, and see how ChatGPT is going to do that. And I did in even my personal blog as well, just to test it out. I wanted to see how ChatGPT is going to pick it up. And after a couple of days, Perplexity and ChatGPT were referring that blog and pointing back to WP Creative. So, that works. I even had a one dead website which was sitting for a long time, and I thought, look, I'm going to try that. And we put that into the second after WP Creative just to gamify that, just to see how ChatGPT is going to. And the second, and after a couple of days, the Perplexity and ChatGPT were referring that another domain. At the second, one of the top WordPress companies in Australia, I was like, no, that's not. So you can gamify that, and people have been doing different listicle and different tricks to do that. But at the same time, being a tech person, I think AI is evolving, and we're talking about super intelligence and all these things. I think it will get a lot smarter.
It is.
It will figure it out. All the hackers and trying to do random things. It will get a lot smarter in terms of recommending who the brand is and why there's the brand, and it will figure out the negative things. It will figure out those spammy things that SEOs have been trying to do, which we do. Because we love testing things because there are no rules.
Right,
no one has a laid out rule for Google, and that's why it is interesting. That's why there are so many businesses built around that, SEO agencies, marketing agencies, just to figure out the rule.
Right. Yeah, we're kind of creating our own hypothesis about what might work or what won't work with SEO, and then we have to just back it up with data. Is it showing the traffic? Is it showing the conversions? Are we getting the rankings?
Do it until it works.
Right.
One day it will figure it out. One day it will stop working. Then go, find another thing.
Right. I totally agree.
You're listening to Brainwork Framework, a business and marketing podcast, brought to you by Focus-Biz.com.
Welcome back to another episode. With us today is a very special guest, founder and CEO of WP Creative. They help marketing teams turn slow, underperforming websites into growth engines. With us today is the founder and CEO, Nirmal Giyanwali. So excited to have you on. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Very excited.
Yes, absolutely. It's always nice to chat with like-minded people in the similar industry space, and to see everything that you're doing is very impressive. How did you even get into what you're doing now? Did you have background or experience in this space before you started?
Thank you. That's a great question. To give you a background, my background is web design development. So I worked for the industry almost 10 years, starting from a designer to CTO role. So though I was like a developer, I was involved and was interested in the marketing side of things, like the SEO, Google Ads, Meta. I used to run for a couple of big brands, Google Ads as well. And though I was a developer, found a gap because most of the marketing agencies are good at marketing, but they don't know the dev side of things. And most of the developers don't get the marketing. They are good at making functional making it work, but they didn't get the marketing. And I was working with many brands, and I saw many businesses were frustrated working with the devs because they don't get the marketing. They make it functional, but it doesn't work. And so I saw the gap, and I thought, like, why not to start the business and work on that? Then I founded WP Creative. It's been almost 10 years now. And with my wife, it's like we are in this together. So yeah, that's the journey.
Very nice. That is exciting. It's great because as entrepreneurs, we find opportunities and gaps in the market and think, okay, there's an opportunity that we can fill. And now you are kind of this, family owned, run operation here, helping businesses. And the websites are kind of the most important space right now. This is where people go to find out more information about a website and do their, company and do their research. And then ultimately they're trying to make a purchase decision eventually. So there's so much importance into the website. What are you seeing as being the most important factors driving website time on page and conversions? Because I think that's what most businesses are looking for, is how many sales can we get?
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, look, when I started, I did a lot of sites for small businesses, helping them to build online presence, which is important for them to, get out. And I used to help on SEO side of thing, so they can rank on Google and all these things. Nowadays, as we worked on for so long for businesses, because I came from a tech background, I realized most of the businesses, like in the mid-market side of thing, they're investing a lot of money on ad, let's say $10,000 plus for a month, and then they're getting traffic from SEO and so on. Then even small changes can make a big impact for those businesses. That's what I realized. Look, I come from a tech background, and I have got a marketing knowledge as well, because I was so passionate about SEO and then Google Ad and all these things. We can make a big impact on those small elements. For example, as you said, like the loading time, if you can improve from 6, 7, 8 seconds to 1 second or 2 seconds, that's a big impact. If someone is paying like $50,000 per month on ad, getting thousands of traffic, and if we can do that, that makes it a lot easier to build a brand and give good experience to the customer as well during the journey, and finally increase the sale, increase the lead, and so on. So that's where we're trying to double down on the mid-market, where there is a marketing team, internal marketing team. They don't know how to code, but they need support on those kind of things so the marketing campaign works. So that's our positioning right now, focusing on mid-market, though I have helped a lot of small businesses, and they need support as well. That's where we can make a bigger impact, with my experience with, our positioning.
Right, absolutely. And a lot of these businesses, they might think, okay, maybe I just need a new color on my website or a quick little rebrand or a refresh. But all too often that doesn't do the trick. And then they spent a bunch of money to make it look different, but it doesn't affect the conversions.
100%.
What is your approach?
That's a really good point. Look, I have seen a lot of redesign, rebuild, like mostly for the mid-market, I would say, because small businesses, look, they're trying to figure out their business positioning in their market, their niche, and so on, which is fine. They want to keep testing, but it doesn't make or break the business, because they're getting from word of mouth and so on, which is fine. And we should be testing. When I was starting my business, I did a lot of testing as well. But when you look at the businesses which is established in the market and they have got to found their positioning and the market fit and so on, I have seen a lot of redesign, refresh, like they go to full service agencies, creative agencies, and they propose the redesign, rebuild. And what happens is there are so many things into that, because if they don't know the marketing side of things, preserving the SEO asset and other landing pages, other attribution, and there's so many things into that which is already working. Now they come up with a fancy idea to look bigger, to look maybe premium. I don't know what that is, but they come up with the hypothesis, not based on the data, but based on the hypothesis, and they build a site, which takes, like, say, 5-6 months, because you need to go through the media, you need to go through the copy, you need to do a lot of different things, and stakeholder and approval and the design, which always takes more than what we plan out. And finally, it just doesn't work. And you lose SEO. I've seen a lot of disaster after the migration. They lose SEO. They lose a lot of landing pages. They lose a lot of assets they had before, but the site looks fancy, built on hypothesis, but it doesn't work. No one wants to buy. No one likes it. So that's, I think, I've seen a lot of disaster in the past 15 years. And our positioning has been, don't waste your money into that. Rather come to us and we can make a quick impact. Look at the low-hanging fruit, the small changes that can make the highest impact, and we can show the result in a couple of weeks, not 6 months, and based on the data. For example, we look into what are the pages you're ranking, what are the commercial pages, what are the money pages that you're ranking, but it's taking so slow. What are the landing pages that you have? And then we convert that, we improve that, optimize those pages. Could be the security, could be the backend, making those clean up and all these things. And they can see in a couple of weeks there's a big impact, because they're investing money into that. The traffic, ideal customer is coming into your traffic and to your site, and makes a big impact. So we say, don't do that. Rather, we follow the database approach, installing Microsoft Clarity, Hotjar, and figuring out where people are bouncing, and then making those small changes every week, every fortnight, every month. Then look at that, what is working, what is not working, and sometimes build a landing page and test it out and see whether that's working. And then we can roll out those assets now, what is working, into the whole website, because that's the whole point. The site has to convert, the site has to work. And so that's what we have been doing, and it's working really well. And we have rescued many projects as well for clients who had a disaster with the migration. And we took over, and that's where we're kind of focusing on.
That is incredible, because I know the bottom line affects a lot of businesses. That's what they care about. So to see a return on investment, the ROI, that's a big focus for them to see if something's actually taking hold and being effective. In terms of SEO, I wanted to ask more about the effects of AI, because AI, like ChatGPT, a lot of people are asking search-related questions inside of an AI chatbot or OpenAI, and they're kind of not going through the typical search engine. So there's this balance between how do we make sure we're still getting traffic from typical search engines, and how do we even show up in these AI systems to make sure we're being recommended as well. Have you dealt with any of that at all?
Yeah. We get those kind of questions a lot because we work with marketing teams, and we're doing a lot of experiment in-house for our brand as well, WP Creative, to see what is working, what is not working. And that has been really interesting. Look, the most important thing here is the brand. Google always loved the brand. Google always focus on that as well. As long as you have good brand, good reputation in the market, and people are looking for even branded search, those kind of things, and brand mention in the other media and so on. As long as you have got a good SEO, that has been working well. We could see if you have been focusing on brand rather than looking for tactic to, get these blue links or backlink from different, sponsor posts and all these different, trying to manipulate Google. If you have been focusing on building brand, that has been working really well. The PR, that is a game changer. It's still for AI because they want to see all the entities, like connecting the dot, whether the brand has got a good presence and so on. So that is working well. It is not a big shift from that point of view, but if you go into, I know there is a big buzz in LinkedIn and all the Twitter because people are trying crazy things and claiming different things because no one knows what is working. And so it is easy for people to come up with different random ideas and claiming, look, this is what I did. I understand that. That's a different marketing. That is totally fine. But in reality, if you're still focusing on brand, if you focused in the past on good SEO, investing on that PR, investing on the right side of thing, then that is working well. That is still dominating on ChatGPT because that's the reference ChatGPT is looking at. Having said that, we're trying a couple of different things, like, for example, listicle. We even tried on a couple of different, our own site, like a blog, mentioning that WP Creative is the one of the top in the Sydney and Melbourne and different cities, and see how ChatGPT is going to do that. And even my personal blog as well, just to test it out, I wanted to see how ChatGPT is going to pick it up. And after a couple of days, Perplexity and ChatGPT were referring that blog and pointing back to WP Creative. So, that works. I even had a one dead website which was sitting for a long time, and I said, look, I'm going to try that. And we put that into the second after WP Creative just to gamify that, just to see how ChatGPT is going to. And the second, and after a couple of days, the Perplexity and ChatGPT were referring that another domain at the second one of the top WordPress companies in Australia. I was like, no, that's not. So you can gamify that, and people have been doing different listicle and different tricks to do that. But at the same time, being a tech person, I think AI is evolving, and we're talking about super intelligence and all these things. I think it will get a lot smarter.
It is.
It will figure it out. All the hackers and trying to do random things. It will get a lot smarter in terms of recommending who the brand is and why there's the brand, and it will figure out the negative things. It will figure out those spammy things that SEOs have been trying to do, which we do. I mean, because we love testing things because there are no rules. No one has a laid out rule for Google, and that's why it is interesting. That's why there are so many businesses built around that. SEO agencies, marketing agencies, just to figure out the rule.
Right. Yeah. We're kind of creating our own hypothesis about what might work or what won't work with SEO, and then we have to just back it up with data. Is it showing the traffic?
Exactly.
Is it showing the conversions?
Working,
are we getting the rankings?
Do it until it works.
Right.
One day it will figure it out. One day it will stop working. Then go find another thing.
Right. I totally agree. And for the types of businesses that you help, are you mostly working with a particular industry? Is it B2B? Is it B2C? A little bit of everybody?
That's a good question. It mostly has been B2B service kind of industry, but Our focus has been mostly WordPress because I found most of the marketing teams have been using WordPress. They love WordPress, and I want to support, empower marketing teams. And the second thing, the couple of the other things are, it has to be internal marketing team. So we don't go after let's say the business owner who is wearing a marketing hat, which is hard to make it work. So we want to support businesses where there is a marketing team and they're running on ads, investing at least $10,000 per month because they're getting traffic. That's where we can show value. That's where they get value out of our work. Otherwise, if you're not getting traffic, not even a couple of $1,000 traffic per month, you don't see much impact from us. There are so many ways, DIY, Wix, Weebly, whatever you want to try, to build and have online presence, which I have done in the past, which is a very low impact work, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good for both businesses. One, because you need to demonstrate that return on investment, and you just know if you're not getting the traffic yet, it's just not worth the effort. But it is for the businesses that are already established and have some traffic, because then you can start improving. If you're just too early on, it's like you're spending so much time trying to get going, and they're not going to see those returns right away. It can be discouraging.
Yeah, for those SEO, maybe the online channel, maybe may not the right channel, may not be the best channel as well. They could do other different kind of marketing strategies, because SEO is, I mean, everyone says it is free, but in reality, one of the most expensive channel. If you really want to win it, pros, tech people, SEOs, devs, and it is free because you can invest your time to learn and experiment and do random things. And you don't calculate the time investment you have been doing. And if you had put that time into, doing other work, if you do the time calculation, SEO is the most expensive channel.
Right. Yeah, in terms of time invested and everything that goes into it.
It is a competition. Like in Jan, like in 1 month you're there, and another month another does more hard work, more PR. Then another month it's just a cycle. Recycling is a kind of marathon. There is only one position at the top, and that means Jan one goes there, Feb another goes there, and one company SEO guys brought that number one for this keyword. After 3 months, another guy will say, look, I did for this one. Everyone is a marathon. But that's why it is exciting, because people want to win. We are competitive.
Right, absolutely. And that was, when I went back to school and just considered all positions and jobs that were possible, I always hated the idea of continuing education. I was like, man, all the things I have to learn to just keep my job, I hated that. The only exception was marketing. And I was so fascinated. I loved learning more. And the changes that happened over the years, 10 years ago, SEO was a different game. 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I mean, each year it's like things are changing that we have to adapt to.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. The playbook has been changing. Yeah. Every day.
Absolutely. And for you, is it mostly just testing, or are you doing a lot of research and education, learning more about what's effective for other people, or are you just running tests as well as far as the changes in SEO?
In terms of SEO, we don't offer that as a service ourselves. We are more on the dev. We support the marketing team. We do a lot of technical work. We do a lot of technical SEO migration and supporting on that. We do have an in-house SEO team, but we don't offer SEO as a service, because it goes. I mean, there is a content. There are three things: good content, good web, and the good authority backlink. We are not a backlink expert. We don't want to get into that game, which I hate, and I have got a love and hate relationship with that. And good content, look, we work in a kind of mid-market, financial, and legal. We're not the expert in writing content. We always say your in-house team has to do that. Someone who is in the business and who knows the business well. So then it goes back to the good website. There are three components there. And so we focus on a good website. We want to make it work, SEO friendly, loading fast, good user experience, and so on. And that makes a big impact in SEO, because finally Google wants to refer traffic to where they get the best experience. They don't want to send to where they get frustrated, because they will lose the trust with Google as well.
Yes.
So that's what we make it look good. We do a lot of, answering back to your R&D kind of thing, we do a lot of experiment in-house ourselves in the brand, and we have got a different sites as well to do those kind of run experiments. I love doing that experiment. Yeah, it's fun. And we also work with the marketing teams, and that's the kind of edge as well, because we get to know what they're doing and what are the problems they're going through, and they bring the problems, and we do that kind of brainstorming in-house to do that. I have got a team, I'm a 25 plus team, so I've got a very senior devs and designer and technical team, so they do kind of internal discussion to solve those problems every day.
Absolutely. I was curious, because you deal so much with WordPress. It's a very popular website and hosting platform. A lot of big companies use it, small, medium size. Are there like 3 to 5 must-have plugins or tools that complement WordPress really well?
That's a really good question. Yep, there are. It is evolving, but a couple of, I can think of which has been our part of the system as well. For the speed, we use WP Rocket. I've tried so many different plugins in the past, but WP is a premium, but makes life a lot easier. It's very simple and easy to use and makes faster. Another thing is the gravity forms. I have used contact form and so many different forms in the past, but we settle for one gravity form. So that is a lot easier to build flow, whatever you want to do it. Integration with your CRM add-on, the ecosystem is really good. I have used Yoast for many years, probably 10 years, but we decided to move, I think maybe 5 years ago, to Rank Math.
Oh, yeah, me too. That was exactly from Yoast into Rank Math. Yeah.
Yeah, I used for 10 years. Then I think they sold the business to another. Yeah, found Rank Math more valuable, let's say that way. So Rank Math is another one I can list out. What else is... These are the 3 plugins I mentioned. And look, at the same time, I'm not a big fan of having too many plugins. That's against what we recommend. For example, there are the many page builders. I don't want to open that one right now, but it's still Elementor, which marketing people love, but we hate that in many reasons. There is a love and hate relationship, let's put it that way. The reason is it can make really sites slower. The couple of questions I always ask, the businesses is, what is the main ultimate goal? And sometimes they come to us and say, the marketing team, we want the flexibility. We want to have full control in-house so we can make the changes quickly and rapidly ourselves. Then Elementary is the right option because that's what they want. But we also work with kind of mid to enterprise level, large kind of businesses who say security is the number one priority. We don't want to compromise on security, data integrity and the security, those kind of things. Then another thing is the speed. It has to load faster because we're investing a lot of money, millions of dollars into ad. We want to make it work. Then Elementary is not the choice. Then we say we need to build in a custom, very lightweight way so it doesn't bloat with too many plugins. We don't install that. If security is a priority, we don't want to have Elementary and too many things as well going on in the background. So it goes back to I guess, what is the ultimate goal? Because if we just play it without context for small businesses, maybe Elementary is the best thing. It gives you all the power. But if you're kind of, security company, security is the priority, then maybe that's not the one. So yeah, those are the things. At the same time, we don't want to have too many plugins. We want to try to keep it as minimal as possible, lean and mean. That way it's easy because many people blame WordPress, but it's not the WordPress fault, it's the plugin. They keep installing plugin over plugin because it's so exciting. I've even seen like 120 plugins on a site. We onboarded that and cleaned up, I think, 50 or 60 in the first couple of weeks because every developer was installing random plugins, someone like WP Bakery, someone like DB, someone like another one, and they had a backup management, FTP connector, so many things that you don't want to have in the backend. That's where admin work. There is a better workflow for that. So we did a lot of cleanup of those plugin, inactive plugin and so many plugin. We can't blame the marketing team because they don't know the coding. They don't have the confidence to go and uninstall those. So what if it breaks? If you leave it there, it's just there. What if it breaks? What if just everything stops working? So that's the fear they live in, and that's where we come in and say, look, we can optimize, we can make it faster because we know exactly what plugins is doing what and whether you need it or not, and we do that during the onboarding. So the first thing we want to do is the cleanup. Let's do the cleanup, housekeeping, and then makes life a lot easier. Those are the 3 plugins I do answer. Those are the 3 plugins I can think of, but I'm sure there are more the team has been using for different contexts. For example, ACF, Advanced Custom Field Pro, which is one of the most popular one the team uses as well.
Yeah, because you can't build on a website with a faulty foundation. If it's just slow and clunky already, you don't want to add more into it. You need to clean up first, and then you can build everything from that. And specifically, because you have a web development background, you get into the coding, the development of it. I was curious, what are your thoughts on some of the AI website builders and tools out there? It seems like we can almost create apps or what we think might be apps. Are those real, or is the code legit, or are we putting ourselves in a bad situation where these sites and apps that we're creating with AI are going to break or they're not secure?
I have got a mixed kind of feeling about it. Like, what I mean by that is I'm really excited on AI because I'm a tech guy. I love these technologies and I've been testing a lot as well. Whenever I get a chance, I go and try different tools. And I tried, I think last year, Lovable, and I build a couple of different tools as well, test it out. At the same time, I'm excited for that, where it is heading. We can't ignore this. We need to adapt with that. And we have been using AI Copilot for the team, and they have been using that to do faster and so on. That is really good. But at the same time, if someone doesn't have a knowledge, one example I gave it to the team last year, I think we were having this discussion, was kind of sharp knife, like for chef. If you give it to someone like a knife, you can use it in a different way. If you're a good chef, and then you'll get it faster. But if you give it to kids, if you give it to someone who doesn't know how to use it, then is that going to help? No, it's just going to do more harm. So it's pretty much the same. If you don't have a trunk, I would say, look, if you don't have a really good foundation, if you're not still using your brain to understand what is going on, you don't know how to connect those dots, then it's not going to help. Doing vibe coding, I know it's a buzzword. Everyone loves that because you get the wings, whatever Red Bull, to do whatever you want to do it. You have got the power to build things, which is cool. But at the same time, I guess if you really want to take off and go to the market and build something, you need a CTO. You need a dev team, I guess, to really understand what is going on. I have seen so many disaster, the Supabase database getting hacked, and they're going viral, but next day they're getting hacked, and I don't know what is going on right now. I saw that a couple of months back. So these are interesting timing. So I guess we'll figure it out.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, can't wait to see what that technology, brings in the future. There has been leaps and bounds with the capabilities and just what it can do. I mean, it used to just be kind of like a chat bot or a glorified search engine. Now it's creating music, it's creating videos, it's creating websites, and I mean, this is crazy, and it's only going to keep getting better.
Yeah, 100%. I think we have to adapt. I'm more positive on this. Look, this is going to change for better, like in many ways, but not as we think right now. We still need expertise. We still need people who can think, use their brain without just getting into like chat. Because I get sometimes frustrated when I review the candidate who doesn't even read the question, and they just go to dump into ChatGPT and answer that. Sometimes I've even seen the team in the initial days using to answer anything about from the ChatGPT. I was like, no. And people who were saying like a human who is going to use AI is going to kind of replace the other humans and so on. I was thinking, no, who can think, their brain whenever ChatGPT is down for a week, that person is going to replace the human and AI in the future, because we still use our logical cortex and brain to process the information at the same time with the AI. So it has to be assistant, not replacing human, not replacing the whole work. But I know there are some of the admin work which no one cares. Admin work, you can automate that. There was Zapier, there were other tools in the past as well, which does better now.
Right, absolutely. And I agree that it's up to us to want to learn more and take in that knowledge and not treat it like something we can lean on. We need to be able to read a little bit of code or understand what's happening, so that way we can fix any errors or kind of reverse engineer the code or just the prompt, whatever's being used. So yeah, it can definitely enhance us, but we need to be smart too. We can't let it make us be dumb or rely on it too much.
And I hope we will get one day where we don't need to know the coding and it does everything in the background and it is safe and secure. Maybe.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah. That'd be exciting.
Just everything happens to the UI. You don't need to, which is happening right now as well, vibe coding, but you don't need to know that. Whatever, maybe there is a better way, but I don't know.
Right. Yeah. It's super
Maybe that's the super intelligence we're expecting.
Yeah, exactly. We have different expectations on what the AI should be doing and what it's capable of. It's super fascinating stuff. Nirmal, where can people find out more about you and get connected with you online?
I am mostly active on LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn pretty much every day to connect with people and share some ideas. And you can also find me on WP Creative. That's my company. Yeah.
Wonderful. And we'll have those links available down in the show notes and the description so you can get connected with Nirmal more. Wanted to ask, we're wrapping up 2025. We're at the end of the year almost. What are you excited for in 2026? Do you have anything new that you're launching or putting together, or are you just kind of keeping the course with everything that's been working so far?
That's a really interesting question. That's what I've been pondering right now for the last couple of weeks, because we're setting a 10x goal, impossible goal, and I'm following one scaling framework. I don't know if you know Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and I've become a part of that. I went to actually Utah for last week, in-person event as well. I was really excited for that word, the concept of the mindset of that. So we're setting some impossible goal for next 3 years to empower 500 global marketing teams to turn clunky website into growth engine. So that's our impossible goal. Because now we have got around 50 retainer clients on our marketing teams. So it's a kind of a 10xing I'm excited for that. We're rolling out a lot of things, including the expansion in the US and making the support 24/7 and simplifying the whole process and the streamlining the onboarding and delivery and other things as well. Probably we'll use a lot of AI to get the support where we can do faster. I'm very excited for what we can achieve in the next 3 years.
That is very exciting. That scaling and growth piece, it seems like a big goal, but it's very doable. And when you put quantitative numbers behind it, this makes it attainable. And now you have a goal set and now you're going to be pushing for it.
Yeah, we have got a quantified path now, quantified goal and the path to get there. But there is a lot of things in the background too. Like I need the leadership team. I'm focusing on that, building a leadership team as well. And CTO and so many other people I need to get there. But that's exciting. Yeah.
Absolutely. We only have about 1 more minute available. I wanted to open the floor. If you have any closing arguments, anything we haven't talked about yet, or something you just want to leave a message with our audience to remember.
Thank you. Thanks for giving me opportunity to share my ideas. And look, we're trying to kind of nail down into our positioning, focusing, empowering marketing teams. Look, if anyone is looking for support, is investing money into ad and all these things, but not making work and frustrated with the dev who doesn't get the marketing, who doesn't get the design, then yeah, that's what we do.
That is fantastic, especially when businesses are just throwing money away right now. If you even just improve that click-through rate by 1%, wow. If you're having traffic already, that can have a big impact on your sales.
Yep. Exactly.
I love it. Nirmal, thank you so much. We're going to leave show notes available down in the description so you can get connected. We appreciate you coming on, sharing your tips, tricks, and wisdom with us. Congratulations for all your success and looking forward to the future in 2026 for you.
Thank you. Great to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris.